Politics in our country is so absolutely fucking stupid that people are going to boycott burger restaurants for making relatively small donations to political parties they don't like. Yup. So here I have the story from Fortune. Left-leaning fast food fans lose appetite after In-N-Out Burger donates to California Republicans. Oh my God, can you believe it? A business made a donation for a political cause. You know, Chick-fil-A opened up a restaurant in New York, and people on the left were actually calling it an invasion. An invasion, because Chick-fil-A is like a conservative-owned business or something to that effect. And apparently, I don't even know if the people who are running it, who are super religious or just regular old religious, are still even there. All I know is it's a fast food restaurant that sells chicken. And I guess the idea is if you buy from them, you're giving them money, and then they support things you don't like. But politics has gotten so absolutely fucking psychotic in this country, you're not allowed to buy cheeseburgers anymore from In-N-Out. And this is crazy because the left loves In-N-Out. In-N-Out all over California. Oh, but they donated to Republicans. Let's see what's going on. So, cult fast food chain In-N-Out Burger is getting served after it was revealed the restaurant chain donated $25,000 to the California Republican Party. Journalist Gabe Schneider found the filing this week and posted it to Twitter. In-N-Out added a new item to their secret menu, and then he posts, look, $25,000 is not a lot of money. I mean, it might sound like a lot of money to an individual person, but probably somebody who, I'd imagine if you're a young person, you're like, wow, that's so much money. And if you're in your mid to late 30s or early 40s, you're like, yeah, 25,000, like, it's a decent amount of money. And if you're a business who probably has expenses, like In-N-Out's expenses are probably in the tens of millions, it's a drop in the hat. It's a rounding error. Seriously. California Democratic Party Chairman Eric Bauman called for an In-N-Out boycott. Why? They just sell cheeseburgers, man. It's like we can't go to certain businesses anymore because there was a comic book store that's like, I think it's in Long Island, and they had a little Kek flag, you know, the little Kekistan flag, and apparently Wizards of the Coast, which is owned by Hasbro, suspended them so they can't hold sanctioned Magic the Gathering events because people complained that there was a Kekistani flag in that shop. Am I supposed to not go to a card game shop and play little board games because you don't like that someone's the other political spectrum than you? It's really getting so insane in this country that now calling for a boycott of In-N-Out is ridiculous. Eric Bauman said, at 2 In-N-Out? Oh my God. Tens of thousands of dollars donated to the California Republican Party. It's time to boycott In-N-Out. Let Trump and his cronies support these creeps, perhaps animal style, at 2. Seriously, like implying that they've been stabbed in the back by In-N-Out because they gave $25,000 to the Republican Party. It really is, like the Democrats in this country the Democrats have gone nuts, just plumb nuts. And look, with Donald Trump's election, with him winning the primary, I think it's fair to say that the Republican Party had a dramatic shift. I don't think they went nuts. I actually think Donald Trump was an improvement on the old Republican Party because I guess most people don't remember that it was something like, not even 10 years ago, they opposed gay marriage pretty extensively. And Donald Trump, I think he's the first president to support gay marriage before becoming president. So look, Donald Trump's not perfect. He's got a bunch of warmongering stuff that I'm not a big fan of, weapons deals, and I always talk about that. And I think he does not confidence building with his language and the things he does. There's a lot more about him, but we're not going to get into that. I just want to point out, as bad as it is, compare Trump to Cheney or Bush, right? And it's like, yeah, I guess he's not that bad. You know, I'm not going to be a fan of any of these politicians because I think they're all kind of wackaloons. But the idea that, I'll go back. So basically, I think the Democrats are losing their damn minds, okay? Because they're embracing literal socialists. Democratic socialists might pretend like they're not socialists, but they literally are. And Ocasio-Cortez, endorsed by the DSA, a member of the DSA, and the DSA says they want to abolish capitalism. I assure you, most Americans don't. There's probably a decent amount who do, but decent amount does not mean double digits percentage-wise. The amount is probably growing, but I think the DSA has something like 40,000 members. Yeah, 40,000 out of, 320 million Americans, maybe 250, 260 million working class adults. So they're not really that significant, but the Democrats are embracing it. They're propping it up. and they're going insane and embracing people who just literally hate America and hate our system. I feel crazy saying that because it's like reminiscent of Glenn Beck going, they hate America and things like that. But I really do think that there is a small group of people in this country. They protest everything. They're anti-capitalist. They're socialist. They're communists. They really do hate America. They believe in no borders. The DSA has said no borders. And In-N-Out is embracing this. And the reason I bring this up is I can't imagine a regular American, right, who might not like Republican policy is going to say, I refuse to eat a cheeseburger because they made a small donation to the Republican Party. I guarantee you go to California and there's going to be lines like normal, In-N-Out's always super busy. All the college kids who are too busy getting drunk to actually care about what your policy is. All of the young people who are too busy worrying about the next season of Game of Thrones are not going to care that they made this donation. They're going to go out and be like, hey, grab burgers before the show comes on. Oh, dude, the game, are you going to come over? We're going to get a bunch of burgers from In-N-Out. Yet they're playing this game acting like, I don't know, like this is what matters, the fight over the cheeseburger. The late CEO Rich Snyder was an evangelical Christian and supporter of Republican candidates, and current president Lindsay Snyder is also devout. Like cult chain Chick-fil-A, In-N-Out doesn't make its founders' Christian values a secret per se. Customers just might be so focused on their animal-style burgers they don't notice the references to Bible quotes printed on the wrappers. Is that true? I didn't know that. Wow, that's actually incredible. However, it's not clear that the company's current leadership is nearly as aligned with Republicans as that of Chick-fil-A, a company that has backed organizations that restrict LGBT rights. According to campaign finance filings, In-N-Out Burger also donated $30,000 last year and $50,000 this year to Californians for Jobs and a Strong Economy, a political action committee that supports business-friendly Democratic candidates. Oh no! There it is. Guys, In-N-Out Burger has donated $50,000 to support the Democrats. It's time for a boycott. Everybody, if you're a Republican, you got to boycott. Everybody for whatever reason, boycott In-N-Out. If you're on the left, if you're on the right, everybody just stop eating cheeseburgers. We're all going vegan. No, we can't support it. In-N-Out's reputation for fantastic burgers is bolstered by its policy of paying more than minimum wage and offering competitive benefits for fast food workers. While the simple menu offers only burgers, fries, and shakes, the chain's secret menu is legendary. Founded in 1948 and still family-owned, In-N-Out only operates in 6 western states: Arizona, California, Nevada, Oregon, Texas, and Utah, but has Colorado in its sights. So what is this? They have a correction. I guess I'll read this real quick. An earlier version of this article mischaracterized Chick-fil-A's actions with regard to LGBT rights. While Chick-fil-A has offered financial support for organizations that oppose gay marriage, and some of its top executives have made comments in support of that position, it, as a corporation, has only stated that it treats every person with honor, dignity, and respect, regardless of their belief, race, creed, orientation, or gender. I want to point something else out too. In-N-Out Burger, as we just read, has given more money. Oh wow, it looks. Well, hold on. So In-N-Out Burger donated $30,000 last year and $50,000 this year to supporting business-friendly Democrats. That means in the past 2 years, it seems like In-N-Out gave $25,000 to Republicans, but $80,000 to a political action committee to support the Democrats. Not only that, but In-N-Out has a reputation for paying more than minimum wage and offering competitive benefits. This sounds like a leftist dream. A business chain that's popular, that young people love, that's donated more than double, almost more than triple the amount to Democrats they have Republicans. They pay well, they offer competitive benefits, yet as soon, you know what happens is nobody does research. Nobody looks beyond the surface, right? This is one of the points I always like to bring up about what we see in the streets with protests and political action. There will be a protester in the middle of the street with a little sign, and they'll be blocking traffic. And so a police officer will think, I've got to clear this road. How do I do it? I know. I'll arrest this person, and then they won't be in the street anymore. And that is a surface-level solution. Because the next day after you make that arrest, now there's 10 protesters saying, oh, police brutality, now the street's blocked again, right? When you're trying to figure out how to solve problems, you can't have knee-jerk reactions like this guy Gabe did. Perhaps it would have made more sense if he didn't tweet this, but instead said, well, In-N-Out actually gave more than triple, to Democratic candidates. Take that, Republicans. Then they could have cheered for the fact that In-N-Out pays better than minimum wage, they treat their employees well, they have great food, and they can donate to Democrats. But no, that's not what it's about. I'll tell you what it's about. It's about brownie points. It's about cutting off their nose to spite their face. Because you know what else? In response to calls for a boycott, there's a bunch of Trump supporters going to In-N-Out now specifically to buy tons of burgers. This is so insane. This is so absolutely ridiculous. Everyone in this country is fucking nuts, okay? Because In-N-Out gives more to the Democrats. Yet Trump supporters are going and buying their burgers because they think they're going to own the libs, and the libs aren't going to buy the burgers even though In-N-Out donates to more Democrats because they want to own the conservatives. Oh my God. You want to know why I don't engage in electoral politics and I don't like voting for people or going out or aligning with certain groups? This is why. Because when I was younger, I said, wow, that does sound like a good idea. I'm going to support you. And then the person I was hanging out with started doing dumb shit. I'll give you an exact example. I was hanging out with a bunch of lefties, and we were protesting in the streets. I think it was over the Iraq War. And there were a bunch of anti-capitalist, anarchist, socialist, black bloc types. And the police told us that the protest had ended. You know, some of the people were shoving cops and other dumb stuff like that. But ultimately, these far lefties, who I thought were all about fighting for equal rights and opportunity and defending the weak, joined a protest where professors from a university were striking because they needed new cars. They wanted a raise. And I thought to myself, wait, hold on, man. We were just talking about people being murdered in another country. Okay? Like bombs falling on children and things like that. What do I care if this guy gets a new car or not? And that's when I felt truly betrayed. I was a teenager and I was like, what the fuck is this? Why would I claim to stand by you if you're going to go and demand that some teacher has a nicer car? They're getting paid. They have a life. What are we going to do to solve these other problems? And that's when I was like, I'm out. And I remember two people were like, dude, are you going to come join the protest? And I was like, why? So that dude can get a new car? He literally, with a megaphone, said he needed a new car. So no. Later. And then I see this. And I'm like, everybody's nuts. Yeah. To the people who are talking about going to In-N-Out to buy the burgers because they want to own the libs, like, you're supporting a company that donates 3 times as much to Democrats, just so you know. And the libs who want to own the conservatives by not going there, maybe it's all a big psychological operation. That's what it is. Gabe knows that these people are going to call for a boycott, and then he's going to convince conservatives to go and fund Democrats. Yeah, how about that? I'm just kidding. I just think everyone's nuts. I don't think that's the case. I think this guy he just saw this and was like, oh, gee, look, they donated to a Republican once. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, stick around. We got another video coming up in a few minutes.